morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Monday. Wow, it's Monday, but it's not only Monday, it's the Monday of North London Derby week. Come on. I hope everyone's doing well and feeling good. As always on a Monday, I'm joined by King Jimbo, Queen Elly and Prince Chang. Jimbo, how you diddling?
Yeah, good. Yeah, my cold. I don't think it's a cold. I think it's allergies starting to clear. So I'm happy.
Good. Mr. Chang, how are you doing?
Doing very well here in Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, here in Southeast Asia. What a weekend of non-Spurs football it's been. There were a few crackers, a few matches, which I'm very sure we will get through. And some rather disturbing, some rather, worrying Spurs news coming out from the Spurs camp, even though we didn't have any weekends. And just when you thought that Spurs couldn't ruin your weekend, now that we weren't playing over the weekend, lo and behold, on Sunday, I'm sure we will touch a bit on that, seeing as we are previewing the North London Derby, but I'm not going to delve into that just yet. Let's just ask Queen Elly, how is she doing today on a Monday afternoon?
Yeah, well, I poked myself with the mascara stick, so I said I'm really good at doing makeup.
Oh,
Not so good. And I've when you hit your eye with the mascara, it bloodshot's your eye.
Yeah, I do that all the
I
time.
just wanted to say, Hoi BA is a legend.
God, here she goes. She's off already.
Yeah, you can trust in me.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look who's in the chat before we start. Good day to David Shear. Good to see you. Not seen you for a little while, but always good to see you, sir. He says,
David.
Jim says, good day. Siri says, good day, Cobber.
I was just talking to David, and he said that his series really sounds sexy, and he thinks she's got a thing for him.
Joey's on time. Big up, Joey. That makes a change. We was only late because the Queen was late. What can we say? I'm blaming it all on Elly. Big up, Tony Rodriguez. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Big up, Yusuf. Says, please beat this lot. Yes. Well, we will try. How many will be on the Ange out train if we get pumped? Definitely not me. But I'm hoping we don't get pumped because we're going. So I want to be able to have a party after.
There won't be no pumping at White Hart Lane. Only Spurs are going to pump the Arsenal. That's
exactly.
What we're going to do.
Pressure on Spurs for that fourth spot with Villa winning, indeed. But you know what? If we don't get fourth, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Big up AJ with his new name. It's fans like us. We are the problem.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Stop being the problem.
Big up AJ says, good afternoon, Kate, Jim, Elly and Chang. Big up to the panel and chat. Always good to see you, AJ. Loving the new name. Joey says, no point in getting fourth. I understand. Big up Anthony. Hope you're well. Yusuf says, why fifth isn't getting Champions League footy given out English clubs are performing. Yeah, but a lot of people don't think we're ready for fourth and Champions League yet, which is fine. I can see that. Good afternoon, Paul Pablo. Big up Almin, who says it's disheartening to see Spurs' performance decline over time. There is a growing fear among fans that Arsenal might completely beat and thrash us. Do you know what? Anything can happen, but it's a derby and form goes completely out the window. We all know that. Big up Hoover Bear says, I'm awake for a change, but not for long when Kate starts name dropping for a full hour straight. Big up Hoover. Hope you're well.
You just has to drop your name, Coover, that's all.
Yeah, dropping names all over the place, Coover. Being as Chang did just mention it, we might as well just quickly touch on the news that came out this morning that Udogie is groggy. He's actually going to be out for the rest of the season after having an operation on a thigh injury he picked up in training. Chang, give us your thoughts on this awful news.
The moment I saw it on Instagram yesterday, my heart just completely, it was ripped apart. He was one of our most critical, if not the most important players in that back line in trying to keep the score down, trying to keep the opposition at bay, and also helping us to push forward at times when the midfield just wasn't cutting it. For me, hearing that he's out not just for this North London Derby, but for the entire season, when we are just about to get ready to start off on what a critical next 4 league games that involve Woolwich, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City. That this is such a blow in our run up to qualifying for Europe, regardless if it's Champions League, Europa, or Europa Conference League. I once again cannot highlight enough just how dismayed and disappointed I am with our medical department. What is going on down there, God only knows. And as much as we need a complete overhaul, especially when it comes to clearing up the deadwood, getting a brand new medical department should be first and foremost. Don't just wait until the summer transfer window is open for us to bring in signings or to put players out. Get new medical staff, because if you look at the number of injuries, the number of recurring injuries, notwithstanding, and also players who are relapsing back into their problems. Hearing Udogi going out at this stage of the critical at this critical juncture of the run-in to our league campaign is just massively disappointing. I just hope that if and when Udogi does come back from his injury, let's all pray that there is no detrimental after effects, no lingering sort of after post-operation worries that we have already seen has come back to haunt the likes of Bentancur, especially when he came back from injury and he just wasn't the same player, unfortunately, sad to say. So I really do hope that Udogi pulls through okay. I really do hope he comes back fit and firing. I don't expect him back for another 4 or 5 months, if that's what the timeline is in. So if and when he does get any if he gets any preseason at all with us, I just hope he's fit and ready for the new season. And please, 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 please do not have any bad side effects or after effects from his injury.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I ask 2 questions here?
You can.
The first one is, what is wrong with you, Doggy? I know he's had something done, and the other one is, the medical team. Did they come with Ange, or was they here before?
I believe they were here before.
They were here before.
And he's had an operation because he picked up a thigh injury in training. So I don't know what this training is. What's going on? I mean, Ellie, what are your thoughts?
I want to know when was it this week he picked it up or last week?
Yeah, apparently.
This week, right. So, yeah, I want to know what's going on in training and who's doing these injuries, because we've had quite a few like that. It's not just the first time it's happened. So the training regime, I'm not saying it needs to be changed, but I think the players need to go a little bit softer, because if they're injuring our star players and he's out for now 4 or 5 months, that's not good news for Spurs, because he's probably the best presser and the best attacking wing back that we've had, right? I know he dropped off a little bit, but it may be because he was carrying another injury as well, because I heard that he had a little niggle before and now he's got the thigh injury. So if it was your Dogie, say, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, I would miss him even more. But in the last 3 or 4 games, he's performed quite, not badly, but lower than lower than what he can do in terms of what he's given us and what he gives to the team in attacking force. I don't mind these defensive, because we got Van der Ven to mop up. He can get away with it because he's a little bit younger. He might be a little bit more naive in terms of the philosophy that Ange is trying to instill into him. And I know I harp on about it, but this remote control business, I think it was steered towards the younger players who lose their discipline, and he's one of them. Kate, we can't paint our players like they're superb players all the time. If they've had a bad day and they've had a bad couple of months, we've got to call it out. Yeah. And I'm not one to shy away from calling out a player and calling him pants, but he's not pants. He's just underperformed, right? So I wish him better. We need players like Udogi in this Ange system, so I'm hoping he's back sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Anything to add, Jimbo?
Well, yeah, he's not been fantastic, is he? I'm wondering the last few games he's not been fantastic, but I'm wondering if this Dragusin a chance to come into the team.
Chang, I see your face of shock there. I've heard the same. Colo might have a hamstring injury that he's being checked, late fitness test kind of thing.
Oh well.
I didn't even know of this. This is the first
Yeah.
time I'm actually hearing of this.
Yeah,
Looks like we're going to see
Oh my
Davies again.
But I mean,
Yeah, but I wonder if he get Dragusin in somehow.
Yeah,
if he-
move Van der Ven to the left.
back.
Well, I'll move Van der Ven to the left, put Dragusin in, maybe play a back three. I don't know. It's going to be. Please don't have Davis
doing
Royale.
that though, Kate.
I know he doesn't normally like doing it. But
He won't do it. We know he's stubborn. He won't do it. What he probably will do is bring Davies in, right? Play Romero and Van der Ven and bring in Dragusin as a right back or Emerson. That's what I think he'll do.
This is an interesting point from Tony. As soon as Kane got his own physio, his ankle problem stopped. Just saying, our medical team is a joke and has been for a long time.
Does anybody know, Tony? I don't know if you know how long we've had this medical team. I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
I know the answer.
Right.
Too fucking long.
Too bloody long, yeah.
Yeah. Big up, DJ. Big up to everyone coming in. Chelsea boy, Mark CFC, Tony Luxor, James, a Tottenham fan, everyone I've missed. Hello. Dragusin can play as right back. He's played there before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Well, I'd rather have him on the right, and if he's going to play the back four and have Davis, because I'd rather have Davis playing than Royale. I'm sorry, but I would.
He's a better defender.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And he's been
Nick,
quite.
but he's more solid. He's more
Yeah,
reliable.
I was just going to say he's been a lot more solid than Emerson Royale has been when he's come in. Big up LBAFC. Good to see you. Big up Steve D as well.
Stevie.
Always good to see you. Look at your beautiful dogs. Oh my God. What are their names? I just love your dogs. Two lovely big Rottweilers. Oh. So yeah, we will obviously delve into Tottenham a little bit later. I just wanted to touch on that. I think it's only fair, really, we start here. The Manchester United game yesterday. I mean, you may remember I predicted a draw full time, and I just feel so heartbroken that it didn't go Coventry's way, because it's true, you don't get what you deserve in football, but they did not deserve to not win that game.
That goal they scored in the extra time, was that clear and obvious offside? I don't think so.
It was his
I mean, I did think it was offside when I first saw it, but it was so tight. I mean, they were supposed to be putting thicker lines. They were meant to be doing this. I mean, I just feel so gutted for Coventry. I can't put it into words. I feel like I'm a Coventry fan. That's how bad I feel for them. It was awful because they were so brilliant, the way they came back. I mean, obviously, Man United questions have got to be asked why they capitulated like they did. But I mean, Chang, did you watch the game?
Although I didn't watch the game, I just saw the highlights on the English FA YouTube channel. And honestly, when I turned on the highlights, I had no idea who won and who lost. I had no idea what was the scoreline. So I was just watching it, just relaxing. United go, I think 2-0 up within the first half, and then second half they added a third, and I'm just shaking my head, thinking, you know what, this is gonna be a all Manchester derby for the final at Wembley. And lo and behold, 71st minute comes along. Coventry City score one. 85th minute they score a second, and I'm thinking, hang on, this is interesting. It's 2-3, and we have something like 5 minutes of regular time left to play on top of injury time. And wow, 92nd minute, second minute into injury time, they get a penalty to equalize, and they did equalize. But what was more interesting was actually the added time, whereby in both halves, both teams actually had their chances to win the game. And it happened in the same goal mouth, where both teams actually hit the upright of the
crossbar.
Crossbar, yes, that's the one. Thank you, Mr. James. They hit the crossbar. It then rebounded out for both teams. Manchester United had one similar chance. Coventry City had another similar chance. And 1 minute into added time of injury time, just when I thought that Coventry had netted the winner with the last kick of the game, lo and behold, VAR strikes. It was chalked off, and we went to penalties, and United won the penalty shootout by 4-2. And what I saw after when United won the game really just gutted me when I saw Anthony. Anthony, of all the players, he was sort of like doing the cupping of the ears in the direction of the Coventry City players who were still huddled at the center circle for the penalty shot. That was rather distasteful, but that's the game. That's the way the game goes. Yes, I felt that Coventry City should have at least progressed through, even though they will get hammered by Manchester City in the final. But yes, I was a bit disappointed that it wasn't Coventry City to complete what I would what can only describe as a dream comeback, a fairy tale comeback. But yeah, that's the match in a nutshell. And Manchester United have a lot of work to do with their defense, especially when they were cruising 3-0. Shipping 3 goals in 20 minutes just isn't United. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I agree. Ellie, did you watch the match in full?
Yeah, I did, and what an enthralling match it was. It got you up, it got you down, it got you screaming at the TV, it got you pulling your hair out. It was just one of those matches where you were a Manchester United protagonist and a Coventry fan. Because even though they beat us in 1987, which I do hold them to task, because I told you my brother was sick all over my carpet. Right, because we lost to them. So I did owe Coventry one, but I was rooting for them, Kate and Jimbo and Chang. I was screaming at the telly. I was jumping up and down like Coventry became Spurs, right? And then that Spursy moment happened with the VAR right at the death, and I'm thinking, I'm screaming my head off, going mad, and then I'm thinking, oh no, VAR, they're going to call it offside. And I was looking along the line, and it was literally a hairbreadth. And it was just one of the arms was slightly extended. And I think that's what gave him offside, is the arm. Now, I don't think the arm should come into it. I think it should be your feet and your knees and whatever.
Yeah, because you can't score with your arm, so it shouldn't count.
No. Yeah.
Do you know what, Ellie? Someone said, at least we won't have to listen for the next so many weeks about Coventry beating us in '87. So that's there's always a silver lining.
Yeah, but then you say that, Jim, and they were showing the Coventry Spurs game before.
Yeah, exactly.
And I turned it off. I couldn't look at it because poor Gary Mabbott.
I know.
He must have nightmares about that game. But other than that, what a spectacle! What a fantastic match, and what fantastic players Coventry have, especially Haji Wright. Bloody brilliant! He's pacey. He burnt their defence so many times, and he was so unlucky not to get on the score sheet as many times, because he scored the penalty, right? He scored his penalty, and he scored a really good goal. And then was it him who scored the winner? I think it was him who scored the winner, or was it another player? It was another player, wasn't it? I can't remember his name, but it was another player who scored the winner.
Right? Was it Right?
Was it Haji Wright who scored the winner? What would have been the winner?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
What would have been the winner? Yeah. Anyway, because I was screaming so much, I forgot who bloody scored it. Right, and then it took you through every single emotion that you could ever have in football. And I'm not even a Coventry, and I don't really like Man United. Sorry, Man United fans, but you've won it all. Lit Coventry. But then I read about Coventry's cup history. They've got a very good cup history. Yeah. So I felt so sorry for them, and looking at their poor little faces at the end, and then what Chang mentioned, so unsporting of Martinez to do that.
Yeah.
And
Anthony, it was actually Anthony. I saw Anthony doing it.
Yeah.
It was actually Talt that got the winner, not Right. It was Talt.
That's what I mean. Sorry. It was another player. Yeah. So kudos for winning the penalty shootout, because you've got to hold your nerve, right? Because they missed the first penalty, didn't they, Man United? So their players had to step up. And unfortunately for Coventry, they fluffed theirs, and the rest is history, isn't it, Kate?
What a great example, great advert for the FA Cup, though. This is what we want to see.
Brilliant.
We want to see the underdogs go through. I don't care that they beat us in '87. I want to see underdogs really put up a fight. And if there was any justice in football, they would be the ones in the final. But it is what it is. Tim, anything you want to add, my lovely?
Well, I see what Joey's put.
Good seeing kids crying on the telly, though. Evil.
Yeah, Bruno's a disgrace. He said he was saying something to the keeper.
He called him crap.
What a god.
He's an absolute disgrace. No, not really. I mean, they were lucky United, but I mean, I think he's put the final now in Ten Hag's coffin. So
final now,
I think it has. I think that's him done now.
Do you think
no more?
Do you think that's on upbringing? Do you think that's on upbringing, Jim? Do you think it's on upbringing, or just you think he's just a selfish little git who just likes to get into people's faces?
Oh, Bruno, I just think that he's a nasty little cretin. I just think he's a nasty little man. I think that he's a spoilt little brat, right? Yeah. And he's just not a nice person, is he? There's no need for that. He should be. See, the thing is, he's a massive name in football, right? And this guy's the Coventry goalkeeper, right? Which is fairly unknown to the outside world of Coventry. So, why would he do that? He should be an example to people like that.
Yeah,
it's completely uncalled for.
Kids are watching that. Right, they look up to him and they see him do that. That's not nice.
Joey, let's blame the parents.
The thing is, we look at what happened with Martinez the other day. I didn't like that. The whole goal, the way he was shushing the fans, inciting all that trouble, people throwing things on the pitch, and he got a retrospective ban. Now Bruno had a yellow card, so there is a possibility he could face some sort of action because it's just. I don't like it. It's cocky. It's not sportsmanlike. That's what my gramps used to say before he died. God bless him. He used to love football, but he went off it because he said it's just not a sportsman's game anymore. There's too much cheating. He said that's why I like cricket. It's what I always used to say. And he is right. There isn't any sportsmanship anymore. And as well, Bruno being the captain, it's even more of a disgrace. But it is what it is. They're through. I pretty much think Man City will have the win at the final, but I think regardless if Manchester United did win, I still think Ten Hag will get sacked. I don't know what anyone else thinks. I think his job's done.
Yeah, I do as well.
He'll probably buy a 2-month reprieve if he wins the FA Cup. But Manchester United, they always find a way, don't they? Because they made the League Cup final last year and they made the FA Cup final and they lost to Man City again. So they made 2 cup finals last year, didn't they?
Yep.
If I'm right, if I remember rightly, they lost to Man City last year, didn't they? In the FA Cup final.
Yeah, they did.
They beat Brighton in the semi-final on penalties, didn't they?
Yeah. Yep. And then of course, we had the Man City Chelsea game, which again was a completely bonkers game because if Chelsea could finish their dinner, they would have absolutely smashed Man City all over the park. I cannot believe Nicholas Jackson missed so many chances. Jim, what did you think about it?
Well, I mean, I just thought Chelsea were absolutely outstanding, apart from putting the ball in the net. I mean, I just thought that they ripped City apart, and they should have won for me 3 or 4-1. And some of the chances Jackson missed, I just thought to myself, if they had a goal scorer, I would think they're starting to get it together because I thought their football was brilliant. I just didn't. You know, it must be disheartening for the midfielders and the defence. It must be disheartening seeing all them chances, just like us when we see Werner miss. It's disheartening, you know. But for them, Jackson, I think he's like he's just not a good player, is he? I'm sorry. He might.
No, but he scored 3 against us.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was against 9 men, and he had about 20 chances.
He had
scored 3 goals. I know, Tony. Just scores against us. But I mean, I was like dumbfounded that Chelsea walked. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd have walked away from there thinking, what has just happened?
Like Mia said, Kate, her dead grandmother could have scored those goals that Jackson scored, but she was referring to another player. But they were tap-ins. Anybody with one leg could score that. You know what I mean? They're easy to score.
I mean, Chang, did you watch the game? I mean, there was I don't know if anyone thought about this penalty, but I mean, it did hit Jack Grealish's arm. Did you watch it, Chang?
I saw the match, and Nicholas Jackson missed a handful of chances, but there was controversy towards the end before Bernardo Silva made amends for his penalty debacle against Real Madrid in midweek. And from the replay, it shows that yes, the ball did hit the arm of Jack Grealish, and immediately you're thinking that it's going to be a penalty. Even Pochettino himself was screaming at the fourth official on the touchline. But surprise, surprise, it did get reviewed by VAR. And I'm thinking, you know what? It goes to VAR. If it goes to VAR, definitely the ref is going to be called to the monitor. He's going to review it in the monitor, and then they are going to just give the penalty. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. Not only did nothing happen, Bernardo Silva then goes on and score the winner. And the one thing that I remember most about the entire game is not the chances that was missed by Chelsea during the 90 minutes. It was actually Pep Guardiola's post-match reaction, or rather the comments they made in post-match. He was being interviewed by Gary Lineker. I remember it was Micah Richards, Frank Lampard, I think even Paul Scholes, who was in attendance during the post-match. And it's still a mystery to me, why wasn't the Manchester City Chelsea game played on a Sunday and the Manchester United and Coventry City put on a Saturday? Because you have to understand, City just played in midweek against Real Madrid, and now they're being made to play on a Saturday. That's absolutely nonsensical. And although I don't really agree with Pep Guardiola on a lot of things, especially when it comes to how he feels the fixtures are stacked against Manchester City, but this is just going one step too far. I mean, it's inhuman. It's just not physically possible for these players to perform at the level that they are required to after just having played in midweek and then having to play again on a Saturday. And it was a Saturday, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. kickoff. That should never be happening for any kind of British team, especially when the FA are in control. If the FA is in control of the fixtures, they should have stepped in and done something about it. If they had seen Manchester City's midweek fixture, but nothing was done about it, and Pep Guardiola had every right to take a pop at the FA, whether it's cynical or an indirect jab at them. It was absolutely disgraceful by the FA to not reschedule it. But kudos to Manchester City. They found a way to win, and it's going to be something like their third consecutive FA Cup final under Guardiola. If he does win it, then it's going to be, at the very least, a double, maybe even their treble that is still on the line. So good for Manchester City. And for Chelsea, I mean, they only have themselves to blame. That's the only thing I can say about them. And Pochettino really will be looking to get a proper and proven striker. I just hope that we, Tottenham Hotspur, pip Chelsea to getting this tried and proven striker to London before they do.
Yeah. I mean, I will say every season we seem to get managers, I know Klopp's famous for it, moaning about fixture congestion. But if you're that good and you're in all these competitions, this is
it comes with success, Kate.
Yeah, exactly. We never moan about it because we never win Rockall. But I mean, Elly, you were a player. I mean, what do you make of it all?
Yeah, you've got to think of the players' welfare. All Pep was saying, he was actually saying something really poignant, right? He was saying, why didn't they switch us to Saturday and the other game to Sunday? Because that would make more sense. Because it gives the players, for the players' health. Because I've played, you know what? I used to play every bloody day. I used to. But because I used to go and play with kids over the park. When I was 12 years old, I was playing with the boys. Anywhere there was a football match, I just joined in, Kate. Right?
Yeah.
But we're not playing at that high level, right? This is high level sportsmanship, right? When you get to a certain age, 21, 22, 23, your body needs rest. The older players, they're more used to it because they're seasoned professionals And you see who scored the goal, an older player, Bernardo Silva, right?
Yeah.
And I felt really happy for him because he was the one who missed the penalty that really buggered them up, innit? So I think he did say something really good. And like Gary Lineker, he was trying to make the most of it, but he was joking, and I don't think that was appropriate. He should have really backed Pep because at the end of the day, what he was saying was right, and he wanted to protect his players. And probably, if these players did have one more rest, you would have seen a closer game because Chelsea bossed a lot of the game because the Man City players were running out of puff, and you could see it. So kudos for Pep Guardiola for saying it. I really do back him for saying it, and I don't agree with a lot of the things that come out of his mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I will
Did
say
you know what, Kate? Sorry,
hang on one second. All I was going to say was Yusuf said that if it was Klopp, he'd get destroyed. And that is true because Klopp is one who's very famous for moaning about it, and he does always get slated for it. So you've got to have the same energy for Pep as well. I just think it is what it is. You know, it probably isn't ideal, but pull out of the cup then and we'll take your place.
Yeah. Right? Do you know what I don't understand about this country, right? With the FA and the English FA, they do everything in their power to make it hard for English clubs to win things, right? They don't seem to look down and think about the fixtures. Like Villa the other day played on Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday, right? And they played a few days before that, and then they played again Sunday. Well, I'm using Villa for an example because they had 3 days in a week, 3 games in a week, and one of them was a European game. Now, you'd think that the FA would want them to do well in Europe because they're an English club, but the team that they played, their FA give them a week off to train for the game against Villa, but our FA doesn't seem to help our clubs in Europe.
No,
you know, Joey's right. Blame the TV. You're probably right, Joey. It's all to do with the TV companies and money. But they don't seem to help our players, our teams in Europe, where other countries do. Yeah, he's right. Joey's right. It's all to do with money, I suppose, with the TV companies.
It's all everything to do with football is all to do with money now.
Yeah.
I mean, Cole Palmer going from what an absolute revelation this Cole Palmer is. I mean, oh my God, I just think he's sorry, Mark, CFC and Chelsea boy, but I think he's just way too good for you.
But is he because look, let's be realistic. Chelsea are not going to stay in the doldrums. They're going to get out of it, and they're going to be a top club again. So is he too good?
How long? How long is that going to take?
Well, I don't think it's going to take that long. Looking at him yesterday, I think I think next season after they'll be back up there fighting with for all the silverware again. I thought they looked fantastic yesterday. You know, I know they ended up losing, but if they'd have had a top striker, imagine if they'd have had Drogba, you know, a Drogba or a Jimmy Boy Floyd Hasselbank, they would have slaughtered that game.
Yeah.
So then I don't think they're a million miles away, and they've got the money. I don't know how much they can spend because I don't know what's happening with their FFP, but they're not that far away, I think, to being back up there.
They've had some very good games, Chelsea. I've been impressed with them in a lot of their games. When they
in the last few weeks.
Even when they drew 4-4 with Man City and they let Arsenal come back 3-3 when in that game, they've had some really good performances, really top performances.
Yeah.
But they just haven't gelled quite as a team, and they do need the striker to finish those chances because Nicholas Jackson, he's not the answer. In my book, I think he can develop still, but he hasn't got that je ne sais quoi, I say, don't I?
Yeah.
He just hasn't got it. You can see the boy hasn't got it. He's got the pace, but I don't think he's got the footballing brain, the IQ to get in the right possessions. Yeah.
I mean, I will say, I agree with Mark. Every time Jackson had a chance, I was going to Jim. If Palmer gets that chance, that's a goal all day long.
Yeah.
Well, one of them he tried to head in the net, and I'm thinking to myself, why did he do that? He didn't need it. He had plenty of time. There was no one around him. He had time to stop it, control it, and smack it in the net.
Yeah.
And he just panicked. He seems to panic. He seems to
like
do what Werner does. He panics like Werner panics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one I wanted to touch on. Yeah, look, Jackson's never was a striker. He's playing every game, so there's literally no one else. Yeah, Tottenham know that feeling. Poor Luton got smacked up 5-1. I'm so gutted because I really don't want them to go down, but they are now sitting in the bottom 3. But they're only a point from Nottingham Forest, who sit 4th from bottom. Yeah. Do we think they're going to stay up or go down? Ellie, I'll come to you first.
I think you should bring Beyond 72's comment up before you do anything.
Maybe we can get Jackson on loan. The idea in Levy's head. I
wouldn't put it past our club, I'm telling you.
No. Yeah, right, Ellie, do you think Luton are screwed?
I don't think so. I think they'll just about scrape safety. I'm hoping for Mia's sake as well, because she fancies the boss. So she needs 2 men in her life. She can't do with one. Right. But seriously, though, I think Luton have just got enough to survive. I think there's 3 other worse teams than them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What about Chang? What do you think about Luton? Do you think they've cooked their goose or they stay up?
With only 4 games left for them for the remainder of the season, and since they're only 1 point behind Nottingham Forest, I think they still have what it takes to survive. If they can pick up some wins, maybe even avoid losing any of their remaining 4 fixtures, but it's going to be tough for them. I wouldn't write them off completely just yet. I mean, we've seen it this season alone, just how crazy some of the fixtures can be, no matter how bad your team may look on form or on paper, or where your league standing may be. The never ever write off the underdogs, especially when you're fighting for survival. And I feel that's the same for Luton Town. I would look at their next 2 fixtures first before I make any assumptions for sure. But Luton Town, I feel they still have a chance to stay up, and I really do hope they stay up and not Nottingham Forest. That's just my opinion on it, because I am actually hoping for Nottingham Forest to get relegated, so that we may have a look in at that Morgan Gibbs White. Yeah. So that's how I feel about the situation when it comes to Luton surviving relegation ahead of Nottingham Forest.
Wow, Wolves away, Everton at home, West Ham away, Fulham at home.
Who's that? Luton?
That's Luton. Yeah.
This is Luton.
Yeah. You see, they're playing some Everton, one of their rivals.
Yeah.
So that's good, because if they get 3 points of that, that's like a 6-pointer.
Yeah. And they're at home. So it'd be interesting to see. Jim, what do you think? Do you think Luton's staying up?
I don't know. It's just it's so tight down there. I mean, Everton have just won, haven't they? So they're bound to be docked some more points. Every time they win, they get docked points. So I don't know. Okay, I've got no idea, because this league just amazes me every weekend. Some of the score lines, but I hope that I want them to stay up. But if they will or not, I don't know. A lot of things seem to be going against Forest, so that could fall into their favour. But I haven't got a clue, Kate, because it's just you can see them games. If they won 2 of them, would it surprise you? No. And if they lost all 4, would it surprise you? No.
Talking of Forest, I mean, they put out a tweet yesterday saying 3 extremely poor decisions, 3 penalties not given, which we simply cannot accept. We warned the PGMOL that the VAR is a Luton fan before the game, but they didn't change him. Our patience has been tested multiple times. Nottingham Forest Football Club will now consider its options. Now, if this is true, and the VAR is a Luton fan, how the hell has that been allowed to happen? I mean, is this true? Is this sour grapes? What do you think, Ellie? What do you think? Jim, you can go first. Go on.
Well, I was going to say why I've got it in my head, because I was watching it this morning. I watched all 3, right? I watched all 3, and I thought all 3 were a penalty, so they should have at least got 1 out of the 3. And I missed ref watch because I was talking to David Shear on Facebook or something, whatever it was. So I missed the ref watch, but I thought all 3 were a penalty. So there is something in it, but I mean, it's not going to get changed. They're not going to get any points, is there? So crying about it ain't going to do them any good, I don't think. But
no.
right,
Elly,
Nick.
what did you make of it?
Right, so what I'm going to make a little joke here. Right, I'm going to petition to be on all Spurs' VAR decisions. I'm sneaking in the back room and I'm tampering with the lines. I don't care how thick they are or how thin. It's not going to be offside if we score, and if the other team score, offside. Right, no, seriously though, I like to have a little joke now and then. I am the queen of the jokes, and right. But seriously, I think they really have to have a long look at who they appoint, right? Because you can upset a lot of people. Like, I'll take you back to the Champions League final, and they used the same VAR man on our game against AC Milan. No, sorry, Sporting Lisbon. And they disallowed that Kane goal. It was the same one, same bloke.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? If I was in that room, I would have got him. I would have told him off. I would have told him off, right? I wouldn't have used violence. I use my mouth because my mouth is more violent sometimes. But having said that, they've really got to be careful, Kate, because there's a lot of money involved in football, and if you go down, you lose a lot of money.
Of course.
Yeah. So, they've got to really take care. They've got to be fair to every club. And it seems like they're not. It seems that way,
I mean, the way I look at it is the PGMOL ain't going to like being called out. And I think they're going to punish Forest even further. But, I mean, Chang, what are your thoughts on it all?
Can you punish someone for speaking the truth?
Well, they did
because they're not,
didn't they?
Yeah, they're not supposed to say anything, are they?
They fined
and this is the
didn't they?
What happened to free speech?
This is the part that I found most surprising about this whole debacle. Even after Nottingham Forest had put up that tweet, that nobody from the PGMOL, not even the Luton VAR official, absolutely no one has come out to deny that the VAR official isn't a Luton fan, that the PGMOL is unbiased and very transparent, very open about their selections for these positions when it comes to match officiating. Their silence is actually deafening, especially if you're a Nottingham Forest fan. Can you imagine if it was Liverpool all over again and they come out and put this sort of statements on social media, but nothing is being addressed? Not only is nothing being addressed, you let all these rumors, all this hearsay, gossiping going on around, and it just festers. It festers and festers and festers. But because Nottingham Forest isn't Liverpool Football Club, because they are not in the hunt for any trophies, but maybe just surviving their what do you call this, their relegation battle, and maybe that is why they are being treated differently. I feel that this is injustice for Nottingham Forest, because I saw the replay for those penalty shouts for all three penalty shouts, and at the very least one of them should have been a penalty. The very fact that none of them were given, and the PGMOL then didn't come out and rebut or have anything to say on the matter is telling, if you ask me.
You're right. I never really thought of that, but you would think that they would have come out immediately and said, no, this is absolute nonsense, and we'll be dealing with this behind closed doors. But nothing. They've not said a word. But
do you remember that one time? Do you remember that one time when Liverpool had that goal that was not allowed, that was not given against us? They did release the audio. You remember that? They did release the audio that went on behind the scenes. I really do hope they release the audio for all three of those penalty shouts, because at least in one of them, we will actually hear what went on behind it and why the decision making is inconsistent when it comes to game, or rather from club to club.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with this as well, AJ. Why shouldn't the PGMOL be called out? Players and managers are held accountable for their actions. But I'm just saying the PGMOL ain't going to like it. And I can see them punishing Forest for it. But it will be a case of waiting and seeing, I think, where this goes. But I mean, if he was a Luton fan, I've got no words. What an absolute cock up for that to be allowed to happen.
it's like it's a gagging service. Like, do you
It
remember
is,
Jose?
yeah.
You know, remember Jose Mourinho? He came out and said, "I prefer not to speak."
Yeah. I get in
Because
trouble.
He's going to get in trouble, and he's going to get a massive fine. To him, the fine's not going to make any difference because he's a multi-millionaire. But he's gagged. It doesn't matter about you take the money out of the equation. There's no free speech, like Jimbo said. Come on, Jimbo Pacino, give us one of your rants. Come on.
It's not a rant. I just think to myself,
I love it.
I don't think I'm not going to do a rant. I just think to myself that when I watched the game, right, I thought all three were penalties. Right, two of them were tackles. He never touched the ball. He took the player down. Right, one of them he kicked the back of his ankle. I've seen them given 1,000 times. Another one he took the player out. Right, and the other one was an handball. His hand was up. He pulled it down, but it doesn't matter. It hit his hand when it was up. But I can understand why they're upset because it changes the game. And I think to myself,
it does, and that could cost them their place in the Premier League.
If they was in the middle of the league and they were safe, I'd think, oh well, you know, it's what can you just let it go and don't cause a stink. But because it's such an important, the game was so important, something should be looked at it. I just think to myself, honestly, this VAR for me, right? When it first came in, I thought it was going to be a good thing, and it has just absolutely spoiled football. You know, that goal yesterday, the one that was given off against Man United. Why are they stopping goals like that when it's a millimetre? I mean, why? VAR was brought in, right? So we would get more goals. But they're stopping more goals than they're giving. And I just think to myself, it fucking drives me insane. If he's got offside, yes, I agree. Well, when it's millimeters, they said they were bringing in a thicker line, right? And they didn't do it. I mean, it spoils the game. Just VAR should be either fucked off, right, or a system should be found where it's inflammable.
They are changing it next season because they're bringing in automated offside, aren't they? Which is a computer will be doing it. But I mean, imagine the conversation we'd be having today if they'd have allowed that Coventry goal and just sort of give it. It wasn't clear and obvious, so just give it the benefit of the doubt. You know, it would have been a fairy tale story, and that's what the FA Cup's all about. Everything's so digital, and I just hate the way football's going. I hate it.
You know, at the Women's World Cup, guys, right? At the Women's World Cup, the referee, right? She would go to the monitor, have a look at it, and then the VAR would give the decision. The VAR couldn't give a decision. They would tell the referee to go to the monitor, and the referee would relay why she thought it wasn't a goal. They should do that as well because it makes sense so that we're not in the dark because we don't know. You look at it, you think everybody's got their own opinion of what it should be, yeah? A lot of people have got differing opinions. But with the technology now that they're going to bring in, Kate, there shouldn't really be any errors, should there?
No.
I'm laughing, right, at Joey. I'm laughing at Joey Barton's thingy, but he's so right.
Yeah, exactly.
He's so right. There should be a margin. There should be a margin for error, Kate, in the sense of it shouldn't be a millimetre offside. There should be a margin where it's maybe half a foot or something. I mean, it completely spoils football. Joey said earlier that he gets excited and he screams and shouts when we score, and then he thinks, "Oh shit, I've got to wait and see if VAR is going to give it offside." Football's not about that. Football's about the emotions of seeing the goal go in and cheering and being happy.
Do you know what else pisses me off? Now we're having a rant.
Yeah,
if say a corner gets given, but it didn't come off it came off the other team, but the ref didn't see it, and that corner gets given and they score, VAR can't intervene and say, "Hang on, that weren't a corner. It came off their own player." And yet that could cost a goal. Why can't VAR say that? The amount of times they give corners that aren't corners is unbelievable.
Kate, you know, the other day I was watching a game. It was a Premiership game. I can't remember which one it was. And one of the teams scored, right? And they give it for offside. And the commentator was saying that can't be offside because it hit the defender and went to him. But VAR never looked at it.
Yeah.
The guy put the flag up. He was about a yard offside. But the commentators are going, "Oh my God, the defender went to him, so it can't be offside." But they just give it. VAR never intervened, never looked at it. And I think, well, what's VAR there for?
Yeah, that's quite funny. Tom said, imagine getting an unexpected hard on and getting called offside for that. Yeah, the striker used to get the benefit. And like Jim says, we're not seeing as many goals because they're being disallowed. And sometimes it feels like they're trying to find a reason to disallow it. That's
millimeters. We're not talking like that or that. You cannot. When they put the lines there, I couldn't even tell if it was offside.
I know.
But with this new technology, Jim, it's going to be millimeters and they'll still call it offside, won't they? There's no margin of error with that. They're going to say it's offside because you're a millimetre offside. Your hair was sticking out or something else of your body, which I won't go
into. Just to touch on these, obviously Arsenal won at the weekend and have gone back to top of the league. It's so tight up there. This can't be right. I thought, is that right? That Liverpool and Arsenal are both on the same amount of points? Yeah. But Man City are got games in hand and they can go 2 points clear if they win their game in hand. Yeah. It's been years and years and years and years and years and years since I've seen a title race this close between three teams. I'm not going to lie, even though I'm not Arsenal's biggest fan, obviously not, or even Man City or Liverpool. I'm absolutely loving this whole title race. It's been so exciting. I mean, Chang, what are you making of it all?
It's a very convincing win for Arsenal, who are looking to bounce back from not scoring in 2 consecutive back-to-back competitive matches. And I read somewhere that they have actually not failed to score away at Wolves at the Molineux for something like over 40 years or something close to that since the 70s. So it was only a matter of time before they opened the scoring, and I think it was Trossard who scored towards the end of the first half, and Martin Odegaard added a second in injury time in the second half. So it was a very good win for Arsenal, who are now, as you rightly mentioned, they are level on points with Liverpool, but because of the massive goal difference that they had, I believe it's something like +8. They had 51 and Liverpool had 43. So their +8 goal difference does make a lot of difference right now. But there still is the North London derby to look forward to. Although, if you would ask me whether would I take a draw right here, right now against them, yes, especially with that news of Destiny Udogie being out for the rest of the season, it doesn't really fill me with confidence that the back four will be able to keep a clean sheet, let alone avoid a humiliating humbling at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which I really, really, really do pray, not just for your sakes or anyone who was attending, but for all the Spurs fans around the globe who are really going to be watching, with one eye closed, hiding behind the sofa throughout the entire 90 minutes. I fancy them to go all the way, although they have shown signs that they are starting to crack when it comes to the crunch ties. And I really do hope that this coming weekend will be another one of those matches where they stumble and bottle it.
Yeah, I mean, Drula, where have you seen this, that Cole Palmer and Gusto are injured? I've not seen anything about it, so I'd just be interested. Ellie, what are your thoughts on this title race? I mean, it's anyone's, isn't it, really? It's any of those threes to win.
There's going to be a lot of squeaky bum time. There's going to maybe be an Aguero moment again, Aguero! Yeah. Do you know what? It'd be so exciting if it goes down to the wire and they're all in it, right? And it goes down to the last game. Arsenal can win it, Man City can win it, or Liverpool can win it. And then there's one player that steps up, and I'm just hoping it's not an Arsenal player. I don't want to hear Saka. Oh, no. God. I don't want to hear none of that. Take that out of your mouth, commentators. I want to hear Bernardo Silva, something like that, or
Haaland.
Or Haaland, or Salah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be so exciting if that happens. But I would prefer it if Arsenal weren't in the race and it was just Liverpool and Man City going for it. Because if Arsenal have got a sniff of the chance, I'm going to have more squeaky bum time than them.
Yeah.
I just don't like Arsenal. Sorry, Arsenal fans. I'm not your biggest fan. I don't like you. You're my biggest nemesis. Right, and I was born in Tottenham, so I'm supposed to hate you, and you're supposed to hate us. There you go.
I mean, yeah. You would say, as Joey said, City win all their games, they win it, and I would happily lose to City if it means that Arsenal don't win it. I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I would, even if it costs us 4th place.
I'm on that train with you.
Yeah, I just can't bear the fault. Yeah, and Chang is Jimbo. What are you feeling?
They beat us anyway.
Well, I think the City will win it. I think that they're just too good not to win it, and I think that Liverpool and Arsenal will drop points. But I would prefer City won it than Arsenal and Liverpool because I'm with Tony Rodriguez. I cannot stand Arsenal or Liverpool. But at the end of the day, I said it many times on here. If Arsenal win it, I won't lose any sleep because I just won't think about it, and I won't watch all their shit online. I won't look at it, and I won't watch all the shit on the telly about how all the praise they get on Sky Sports. I'll turn over, so it won't bother me because I won't see any of it. So, but obviously, I don't want them to win it. But I just think that if I had to put £100 on anyone, it would be City without even thinking about it.
Yeah, it would be for me now. I just saw this message that Havertz is a big game player. Well, I'd like to know where he was during Bayern Munich because I didn't see him. He was useless. Big up, Jordan. Good to see you. We are talking about the title race at the moment. Liverpool again had a win at the weekend. So, like I say, they're joint. Well, they're not joint first place. They're second. But it is really a very open title race this year, and like you say, Ellie, it is really exciting, but it takes a little bit of excitement away that Arsenal are in there because the whole point is every Tottenham fan is praying that they don't win it because they will be unbearable.
At the end of the day, Kate, if they do win it, they deserve to win it.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you.
They do.
In this league, if you win this league, right, over 38 games against the teams in the Premier League, you deserve it. So if they win it, they deserve to win it.
Yeah,
but I don't think they will win it.
The only thing I'd say to that, they will deserve it. But when we were up against Leicester, I think we deserve to win the league.
Yeah,
we played football. I really do. I'm not being biased because Leicester were winning 1-0. Everybody was bending over backwards to lose to them, right? It seemed that way. You know what Terry Flewers said? He said you go into conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
and you see everything differently when you're in that title race. And I really do believe that. But I also believe that we did deserve to win the league that season. And if Arsenal win it, they will have deserved it because they have played the best football out of the 3 teams. They have. And I don't like to say that, but they have. They've been more consistent this season. But you know, when they were in the title race 2 seasons ago, right? They had more of an advantage and they threw it away. So have they learned enough to get themselves over the line over Manchester City? Because I think it's going to be between them and Man City. I think Liverpool will lose points because of the way they're playing and they're youngsters and they're not quite doing it. I just hope they don't find their shooting boots against us because they've been missing a hatful of chances. Unbelievable. But hats off to Arsenal. They have played the best football. You can't deny that.
Can I answer that with Ellie?
Yeah.
Because we had this conversation, me and Ellie, before, right? I think the year that Leicester won it, I think they deserved to win it. I don't think we did.
Yeah,
we played the best football.
We agreed to disagree.
Who played the best football?
We scored more goals than them and we conceded less goals than them. We played some beautiful football that year.
But we bottled it on certain games, Ellie. There were certain games we bottled it.
Yeah, I know. The Chelsea game was the biggest debacle of
Yeah,
our season.
yet again
Yeah, but we
against
still would
Chelsea.
have been 4 points behind them if we won it. But I reckon that would have steamrolled us, because that Chelsea game was a nightmare. It
Was
really
that the Battle of the Bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Battle of the Bridge, and then Dembele nearly gouged
That's it.
Diego Costa's eyes out. You know what? I just personally think we played some beautiful football that
We did.
season. We were superb. And Lloris had the season of his seasons, the best season he ever had under us, right? And I just thought we deserved it. And I'm not being biased, because I was watching Leicester play. When they beat us 1-0 at White Hart Lane, they played pants. We were all over them, but they beat us with that hoof header, didn't they? So, we just have to agree to disagree.
Yeah,
Jimbo,
I just think to myself that we had such a good chance, and I just think that we blew it. You
Yeah,
know,
we did.
I just think we did. I think we blew it, and I think that Leicester, there was games that Leicester played that I thought, right, they're going to get beat this game, and they were outstanding. I thought Leicester that season were just every game they went into, I thought, right, they ain't going to win this one, and they were outstanding. They ain't going to win this one, they were outstanding. I thought they were just outstanding all season. I did. You know, I'm only being honest.
I think the difference with them, Jimbo, their goalie was fantastic, and N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo Kante, yeah.
He was absolutely superb. And Vardy, balls over the top, brilliant.
And their defender,
Where's Morgan?
Oh, he was so good.
He played out of his skin.
I've never seen. I mean, that season he was the best defender in the league.
Yeah, he was absolutely superb. But I just feel that we played more cultured football than them, more stylish. They were like play on the break. They sort of counter-attacked, and they were very effective at it. But I just thought overall, I think we were the better footballers. I'm looking at cultured footballers who can put their foot on the ball, like Dembele. He was superb that season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just fell off. We fell off.
We still ended up third.
I know.
I know.
In a 2-horse race, Arsenal pipped us, the sods.
Tony, who'd have ever thought that would be the case? Having a good starting 11, but a shit bench. That's not Tottenham, is it? It's outrageous. They were very well drilled.
Go back to one substitute. I reckon they should go back to one substitute, because it makes it more of an even field. But they won't do it.
Oh, can you imagine that? That would be unbelievable.
It'd be so good. Just one sub like they used to do before. They spoilt our game and made it easier.
It was 2 subs before, wasn't it, Ellie?
Say that again?
It was 2 subs before, wasn't it?
Oh, 1 sub when I was around. You was around when I was around. It was 1 sub.
You was around when she was around.
Yeah, we're born the same year, Jimbo Pacino.
No, we were never top during that season. That's why when they call us spotless, it makes me laugh, because we were never top at all.
I don't think we bottled it. I think there were certain games, right? I don't think I used the wrong word there. I'm stupid. I shouldn't have used bottling. But I just think there were certain games we lost our head, and it cost us.
We didn't keep our cool.
Yeah.
We weren't cool, calm, and collected. Look, unlike this man. He's the most cool, calm, collected man in the league.
Joey Barton. 1 sub when Ellie was around, and her manager was Noah.
I was around then, Joey, but I don't remember the 1 sub. I thought it was 2 subs. But my mind is a bit too many drugs.
When we played in the 1981 Cup final, when we played in the 1981 Cup final, it was Gary Brooke was our sub. Yeah.
I will say one thing, that Battle of the Bridge is still one of my favourite ever games that I've ever seen. I just loved it. There was so much needle. I love games like that where everything's on the line. Yeah,
no one was sent off either. Can you imagine?
No,
imagine that
I miss
nowadays?
Games like that. I really miss it. I hope that North London derby's like that.
If we had a game like that now, it would end up 5-a-side.
Yeah, true. That Diego Costa, he was on one, and then Fabregas, who was an Arsenal gooner, he was giving it some. Yeah, he was giving it all mouth, and then Dembele just lost his cool, and he went for his eyes. He was going to dig his eyes out. Diego Costa. I thought, Dembele, what are you doing?
I
He
know.
just lost it, didn't he?
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Chang, I saw your reaction to this question, so I'm going to come to you first. Who would you rather have, Nicholas Jackson or Timo Werner?
None of them.
Werner for me. I will actually get Werner, not because he may be the cheaper choice or because he is the player who's currently on my books. But I really do feel that if you give him time, if you give him a proper preseason, if you give him enough service, he will actually come good for us. Because even though his statistics can't match up to that of Nicholas Jackson, despite only joining us in January during the winter transfer window, if he's given a full season and he's being compared to Nicholas Jackson, who maybe has the same number of games being played for next season, if this ever does come to pass and Timo Werner is still on our books, albeit even as a bit part player, I'm still certain that Timo Werner will outperform Nicholas Jackson next season.
Ellie, thoughts?
Sorry, Chang. No way. No way.
No problem. No problem.
It's all right. You've got your opinion and I respect it, right? But I just don't agree with it. Timo Werner, not for me, right? Not a bad footballer all round. He can take the ball, he can run with it, yeah. He's just lost when he's in front of goal. Whereas Nicholas Jackson, he has got some kudos in front of goal. He knows when to run and he's learning. He's only young, remember? He's learning. He's at the beginning of his career, whereas Werner is nearing the end of his career. All right, so you've got to take that into consideration. Plus the fact that he's missed a lot of chances that could have made our game safe before the other team scored, right? And that I hold him to task for it. You've seen me call him pants, Kate. You've seen me call him pants because he is. In front of goal, he's got no kudos. He doesn't know when to run, what to do. His body shape is wrong. But Nicholas Jackson, I can see there's a player there that they're going to work on. And I think Pochettino will make him a better player if they stick with him. Because Pochettino, you can see there's signs in all of their players that they've improved, right? And I think Nicholas Jackson, I just think he's got a little bit of an edge when it comes to goal scoring prowess.
Jimbo, if you had to choose Nicholas Jackson or Timo Werner?
Can't we stick someone else in there?
No. Don't start moving the goalposts.
Well, that's the both sides of the story.
Job.
Right? So I'm going to say none.
You can't. You've got to pick one.
Girls.
In your own time. Is that just because you
talk about it?
Yeah. Okay. Jackson's good at everything but scoring. Jackson is a baby. Jesus done all the hard work, can't finish. Ellie, everyone has missed chances. Son has missed many. Our captain, our leader. Let's be balanced. I don't know who I'd rather have.
Can I address that? It's not about that. It's not about the chances he's missed. It's the chances he could have scored if he could make the right move. He's missed a lot like that.
Yeah, I think I would go with Werner as well, just because I'm waving my Werner flag, just because I don't see anything in Nicholas Jackson. I think he's pony, whereas Werner, he has done it before. I just think he needs to get back up there, but we'll see. I totally agree with this comment from Joey. Poch will be back at Spurs when this and experiment fails. Levy will do it to keep the fans on side. I 1,000,000% agree with that comment. I don't. Chang's shaking his head. He don't agree. Go on, Chang. Hit me.
No, it's not that I don't agree with you. I would not want Poch back. That's it.
Yeah, but
it's not that I don't agree with your statement. I don't want Poch back at Spurs.
I was just going to say what Chang said. Do the fans want him back now?
I don't know, but I seriously believe if Ange gets sacked, Poch will come back.
It's not what the fans want, though. Our board don't do what we want, do they? They just do what they want.
If he's going to come back, we might as well have retained him. If he is indeed going to come back, why even sack him and replace him with Jose in the first place? This is like this is not even going one step forward and 2 steps back. It's like 1 step forward and 10 decades back. That's how
Yeah, I
I feel.
agree.
Or even a whole decade back for what I care.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously it's not something we've got to worry about right this second, but that's what I've always thought would happen.
Yeah, I can answer that. I'm being what?
Ange has got a better CV. Why would they sack Ange? They've got to stick with Ange. Stick with Ange. Don't sack him.
Yeah, but it's whether Ange walks. If they keep effing him over with transfers and say they don't give him what he wants, yeah. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. It's all ifs, buts, and monkey nuts. Hopefully that won't happen. I didn't want him back in the summer, and I don't want him back now, says Mia. Yeah, he'll always hold a special place in my heart, Destiny. I can't help it. But I still want Ange.
Team. We got to give.
Harry's adamant he'll be back.
We got to give Poch some kudos, right? He didn't get us over the line, but he made us into a very, very credible club, and he did it on a shoestring budget compared to the other clubs. When you think we were the fifth biggest spenders, right? And he made us second and third. He nearly won us the league title, and he nearly won us the Champions League. If only our players bloody turned up, the stupid dids.
Yeah.
They didn't turn up for him. Now, manager gives his game plan, doesn't he, Kate? Right, and Jimbo and Chang, right?
Yeah.
They didn't. Liverpool changed their game plan in that Champions League final, and I'm not using this as an excuse, but I enjoyed the Poch years, so we've got to give him some respect. Come on, people, you loved him. Everybody loved Poch. Everybody, right? Because he didn't get us a trophy. We're spurning him, and Chelsea will do the same. They will. Chelsea will spurn him. If he doesn't win anything next season, he's out the door.
Yeah, but look, Ellie, yesterday's game, the first thing I said after the game, right, to Kate was, Poch will get the blame, and you can't blame Poch for yesterday's game.
No.
You
but
can't.
He'll get the blame.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of our fans, right, they wanted him back when we were going for other managers. They did. A lot of the fan base, I'd say at least 60% of our fan base wanted him back, and some were on the fence and some didn't want him back at all. But I would say most of our fans did like the football that we played under him. It's just we didn't get one over the line, or even 2 or 3. We could have got, how many finals was Poch in? Was it 4 or 5? Something like that, and we lost them all.
5.
How unlucky is that?
Yeah.
Mind you, the Champions League final, he did shoot himself in the foot by playing Kane.
Yeah.
We started with 10 men that day.
But I do see where Joey's coming from, because that's always been my feeling. But as I say, it's not something we've got to worry about. Obviously, yes, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I can't even tell you how excited I am. I even dreamt about it last night. This game, I can't wait. Not only to see everyone, especially Queen Ellie, of course, but to just go to the ground. I can't wait for this game. You know, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't even matter that Udogie's out. Nothing can put a damper on it for me. I can't wait. Chang, how are you feeling about this game now? We're in North London Derby week. How are you feeling?
Honestly, if you had asked me this question last week, immediately after we got trounced 4-0 by Newcastle away at St. James's Park, I'll be saying what some of the fans were saying before we played Newcastle, in that which I cannot wait for the game to be over. Not that I can't wait for the game to get started, but I can't wait for the game to be over. But seeing as how Arsenal then lost to, was it Crystal Palace or was it to Villa? Yeah, they lost to Villa. Arsenal lost to Villa at home at the empty Reds, no less, and then they lost. They lost to Bayern Munich in midweek, and they didn't score for 2 consecutive games before they then beat Wolves. I would say that I cannot wait for the game to get started, regardless of whether we are going to still retain 4 at the back, if we're going to shift to a back 3, if Ben Davies is going to come on for Udogie, or maybe even Emerson Royal. I'm guessing it's going to be Emerson Royal that's going to be deputized at left back for Udogie, but I'm not Big Ange. I'm not going to make any calls before the lineup is announced. But come North London Derby, regardless of who's in the team, who's not in the team, you can bet your last dime, the last dollar that both teams are going to go for it. I just really do hope it's Spurs who come out on top. I would happily settle for a draw right this very moment now. That is how I feel. Even if it doesn't, even if it lose, even if we miss out on top four because we got the draw and not the win, I really couldn't care less. As long as we put the spanner in their title challenge, that would be a big win for me.
Yeah, I hear you. Ellie, how you feeling?
See, either way, if we win, lose, or draw, we don't know whether we're going to put a spanner until they play their other games and the other games fold out. Yeah, so we're not going to know. But obviously, if we beat them, it's going to be one hell of a party down at my house, isn't it? Right.
Yes.
But even if we lose, I'm still going to do the same food. So don't worry, people. You're still going to get fed, right? But having said that, I think, right, we've got the beating of them because when we played them at the Emirates, they were all cock a hoop. They were giving it all that, saying they're going to beat us 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. Right. We have to make sure that we stay disciplined and we play the game, not the occasion.
Yeah.
Right. And our fans, they're going to be incredible in this game. Right. So that we've got the 12th man on our side. Right. So there's no reason why we can't give them a game. Whether we win or draw, I don't think we're going to lose. But if we win I'll be happy with a draw, to tell you the truth. But I want the win because when you get a draw, it's a bit like meh. You know what I mean? But if it damages their league title hopes, we won't know, will we? We won't know until they play their other games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a North London derby / South London derby.
Yeah, exactly.
Being that they're from Woolwich and they're not from North London, they're just trespassing.
Exactly.
So get out of our North London, you
get back to South London, you bunch of nomads.
South London. Jog on.
Yes, Ellie's going, and Jim and I are going for the first time. We're going to the new stadium. I just can't wait. Jimbo, how are you feeling about the game?
Love it. Can't wait. And we will win.
Come on.
Oh my God.
I'm
looking forward to as well meeting Leo, Nick, Lee, Ellie, of course, Ellie, maybe Drula. Just to meeting all them as well. That's going to make the day special, and it just even better once we beat them.
Oh my God! Just like I'm like you and Chang, I'd take a draw all day long, but to beat them would just be incredible. You wouldn't take a draw, Jim?
No.
That's how I would. I'd whip your arm off.
No, why would I take a draw? Why are we not going into it confident? Why?
Because they're playing better than we are.
Yeah, but when you watch, I've been watching their games. They haven't been looking anything special.
There you go, Jimbo's fighting talk there.
They haven't looked anything special in the last few games. Not at all.
You know what? I don't mind Davis playing because he's a solid. He gives you 6 or 7 out of 10.
Oh, and Mia, sorry.
I think he'll be a better bet than Emerson Royal. But Emerson Royal's played more minutes than Davis. Maybe Davis might be a bit rusty because he hasn't played for quite a while, Davis, has he?
No.
I think he came on a sub. Did he come on a sub at Fulham, didn't he? I think, if that's right. I think he did.
Did he? I don't remember him coming on. He might have done.
I think he came on at Fulham or one of the games. Either way, he hasn't had much game time, so he'd be a bit rusty compared to Emerson. Emerson's not a bad defender. He's quite stable as a defender. It's just when he brings the ball out, he's a bit pants. But other than that, he normally raises his game against Arsenal as well. I don't know if you remember the 3-0 winning.
Yeah.
We played really well, and Emerson had a really good game that game. Yeah. I think it's a game that Højbjerg should start as well. I'm not lying. I'm saying Højbjerg should start this one because Basuma, he's been pants in that role. I don't want to see him, but I think he's going to start him because he's not going to start Højbjerg. Because like Dave, the Irish Hotspur, said, he's going to go with the players that he's going to have next year at his disposal. He's more loyal to them because they're going to be the players he's going to use.
Thing is, the record of Højbjerg. Oh, sorry, Chang, go on.
No, sorry. I just need to add something very quickly to what Queen Ellie was saying. Just so you know, Queen Ellie, the last time Ben Davies actually played for us was way back in February. Way back in February when we lost to Wolves 2-1 at home. Since Ben Davies started for us, in that 2-1 home defeat to Wolves way back on the 17th of February this year, he has not played for us since then, not even as a substitute. His last competitive fixture, his last competitive game was actually in the Euro qualification match that Wales lost to Poland. That was the last time he actually played any competitive football at all. And his last appearance for us in a Spurs shirt back in February when we lost to Wolves. That's how long ago it was. 2 months now.
Big up Lisa. She says, what about Radu as right centre-back next to Romero? Move Van der Ven to left-back. Mickey can play left-back and use his speed in that position. Radu can play his natural spot and he can help with set pieces defensively and headers. Then, of course, we've got the question of whether Højbjerg, that's your fault, Ellie, putting him in my head, of whether Porro's going to be fit because he has had trouble with his hamstring. So it's going to be interesting who he plays. Midfield, again, is going to be interesting who he chooses. And for me, Richie...
He's going to go with the same. He's going to go Basuma. I think he'll go Basuma, Sarr. I think he'll use Sarr this one rather than Højbjerg. That's what I think.
I would be tempted to start. I definitely want Richie to start.
He will start 100%.
So play Sonny on the left and perhaps play Kulu. What do you think? Because he's strong.
Yes,
I think.
And if Martinelli, if Porro's not there, he's going to outmuscle. We need Kulu to do that tracking back.
That's what I think. Yeah. And then, of course, if at half time it's not working, he can take him off and bring on somebody else. But I think that's how I'd start it. We need to soak up all the pressure in the first half and try and get to either be 1-0 or drawing by half time, and then really go for it in the second half. That's how I see it.
If I had my say, I'd play Højbjerg and Sarr, right, as defensive midfielders. Both of them, because they're very good at midfield, moving the ball side to side, and you need tenacious players. And Basuma's not that player. He doesn't put a tackle in, and he's been a bit lazy.
Yeah,
right?
agreed.
And he's been off form, so I don't think he deserves a start. If not, play Bentancur as Sarr, because Bentancur's got more minerals than Højbjerg. And then if it's going wrong, then bring Højbjerg on.
Thing is, I think he'll start Basuma, Madders, and Sarr. That's who I think he'll start.
That's what I think he's going to do.
And then again at half time, if it's not working, if Basuma's being crap, I'd take him off, put Højbjerg on, and also perhaps if Madders isn't playing the way he can play, bring Benny on. Yeah. We have got some options there. It's just finding the right combo.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with you, Kate. That's a good shout, man.
I hope Richie we need Richie's shithousery for this game and his physicality and everything, all of it. We need Richie in there.
Faces, isn't it? He's going to be giving him it. Yeah. Yeah. And he'll be egging to get a goal as well because he hasn't played for a long time.
Yep, exactly. I know the thing is, it's funny because the breaks in between our games haven't actually done us any favours at all. Every time we have a break, we seem to be crap. But this, like I say, it's the North London derby. Anything can happen. We got Phil P in the house. Woo!
I thought that said the last of the wankers in here.
Phil, I hope I'm going to see you at the North London derby, sir.
Yes,
I want to have a Phil hug. And Tony Luxor, all these people.
You have to get through me if you want to hug Phil.
Ellie's had a bit of a fanny flutter, I think, because I told her that Danny Kiriaku's coming to her house. She was like, "Oh my god!"
I know. He's a handsome boy as well. But I won't
Big
be
up.
looking because I'm with my Theo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, all the likes of Phil P and Tony and all the ones we want to see, we'd have to sort of arrange to see them somewhere near the stadium, or I don't know, because I don't know the stadium, but we'll have to sort something out.
Still hugs are available.
Yeah, good, because I need them. Steady Eddie has P. I don't know what that is, but I don't like that comment. So you're getting banned. Sounds like a bit of a weirdo. Big up GBC fan. Hope you're well. Yes, well, I want one, Phil, please. And yeah, Mr. Flip Flop Bun. Yeah, Danny Kiriakou is landing at 10, I think Nick said. Picking him up and then coming straight
I'll tell you
to
what
Ellie.
I do. As he walks through the door, I'll give him a pair of flip flops.
There you go. Destiny says, Ellie, what's on the menu?
Oh, well, obviously Greek food plus some souvlaki on the barbecue, which is just chicken skewers. But I'll do it plain, and then if anybody wants to add any herbs on or whatever. But no, actually, what I'll do some herby ones and some paprika ones, and then I'll do some plain ones for those people who don't like spices. And then I'll do sausages, burgers, chicken. Some macaroni in the oven, some meatballs, some salads, potato and egg salad. I'm really good at that, and a Greek salad, cabbage and onion salad, which is absolutely divine. Yeah, there'll be lots of food and like loads of pita bread and dips. And, yeah,
I can't wait.
Maybe some olives. I've got to break the bank to feed you all. But it'd be worth
Bless
it
you,
if we
Ellen.
win. If we win, it's going to be such an epic party, and I think it'll go to the small hours.
Yeah, if we win, I think you might be right. Lisa says, does anyone have any idea of Richie's injury status? Has he been in training? We really need him at the 9 because of his physicality and hold-up ability. I think he's going to be fine, as far as I'm aware.
Well, did you see the video I posted of him doing his personal training? He looks absolutely peak. I sent it to
on Instagram.
Yeah, on
I
Instagram.
didn't see it,
I sent it to Lee Smithy Smith, and he said, "I love you, Ellie. I have seen this, but."
I'll have to have a look back. You know why? It was so busy yesterday with William doing the St George's Day parade, and it's been a busy weekend. I haven't really looked, so I'll go back and have a look.
Brilliant. That was so good.
Yeah,
lovely. You sent me all the pictures and the videos. Sorry, I loved it.
Yeah, I sent them to Chang as well. He did look cute, didn't he? Yeah. Bless him. Being his little, being his flag bearer. Yes, it does sound mouth-wateringly good. Macaroni in the oven. Woo, says Phil.
Macaroni al fondo. That's the official title. It means macaroni in the oven.
Do you know what? I actually look forward to tasting it. I've never tasted it, so that would be nice. Well, yes, there will be definitely live videos and streams throughout the day. I don't know what they'll be like because I'm just going to stream them live to the channel. Because obviously I want to film my own reaction to seeing, for me and Jim seeing the stadium for the first time, because I literally can't wait to walk and into the ground, because I remember going into White Hart Lane when I was about 6 or 7 and that feeling for the first time. And I've just got a feeling in my belly it's going to be the same going to this new one. Even though I'm now 45, I just know it's going to be so special. So there will be some videos being uploaded, and obviously of the party at Ellie's house, there'll be some streams and whatnot. So yeah, bound to be lots of
videos from the Antwerp Arms as well, because the Antwerp Arms is a really nice pub. It's a little bit of a trek down. It's opposite the Spurs exit of the Spurs shop. Right opposite is the road that leads down to the Antwerp Arms.
Yeah, I think Lee said he was going to meet us somewhere else because it's a bit too long for me to walk. Because he showed me Nick showed me how to get there, and it's miles.
Yeah, it's quite a walk down, Kate.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we can put you on a scooter.
I'd say give me a piggyback, but I don't want to break anybody's back. It's as easy as that. Arsenal going to destroy us on the wings now, no matter how people paint Davies and Emerson as decent left back and right back up. Yeah, maybe a shit team, not a team going for the title. Daniel, you said you were going to be more positive. Think positive. It's a derby. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Shemtown says, hi, Princess Kate, Sir Jimbo, Queen Ellie, Hoybier, Benton Werner. Sorry, late to your party. Only just got the notification. An hour late. And Mr. Youngest looking old man Chang. Big up, Shem. I think the notifications are all up the wall because the clocks went back or something. I don't know. It's all gone weird.
Yeah.
Stadium's unbelievable the first time you see it. I know, I can't wait. Stadium is a real game changer. It's why we're looking at the Luton centre back. Without that stadium, we would be shopping in League One. Sarcasm, Joey. Good thing Saka and Martinelli aren't productive on the wings. Yeah, I just think I'm hoping Arsenal might underestimate us and come and think this is going to be easy. They're shit. That's what I'm hoping. And then we just really like put them to sword or whatever. Miles, the Antwerp Arms is only 7 minutes walk. Do you know what, Nick? Phil, I had to stand up yesterday for about 40 minutes to watch my son in the parade, and I'm in agony today, let alone walking. I can't walk that far. And if I don't want to have to bring my crutches and everything because it's too much to take into the stadium. So, but there must be a pub that's closer.
Yeah, there is loads of pubs. There's the Corner Pin, there's Bar 8, but that's a bit expensive. And then you've got the Gill Pin, you've got Bill Nicholson's one, you've got the Coach and Horses. The Coach and Horses I like the best because there's a singer in there. Yeah, it's really got lovely memorabilia of Spurs all around the walls.
I think I've been in there before, to be fair.
Yeah, it's nice. And you've got a big bouncer who says, you coming in? Yeah. Yeah, we want to get in. Come on, get us in. And he always says it's packed, but he always lets us in.
What was I going to say? There used to be a tattooist along there. Is he still there or is he gone?
There's quite a few tattooists down there. There's one past the Coach and Horses. There's quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go somewhere
Queen Ellie,
like that.
did you mention bricklayers? Did you mention bricklayers, Queen Ellie?
Bricklayers Arms. I didn't mention it. That's quite a rowdy pub. It's very young and rowdy and like loud, and you can't hear yourself speak. But after the match, that's the best one to go to. You know, we go la 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 la. Because before the match, you want to talk to people, don't you? And talk about the match. And like Coach and Horses is quite long, and they've got the garden at the back, but it's quite long, and then the bars are all in separate pieces. So you can watch matches while you're in there as well. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm sure that's the one I've been to with my mates before I was with Jim. Get Kate and Jim in a wheelchair and wheel them around. We'd be like Andy from Little Britain. You know?
Oh, yeah, I might be in my 60s, but I don't need a wheelchair just yet.
I looked like a pillock. Coach and Horses is the one. That's a lot of people liking the Coach and Horses.
It's really nice because it's a proper old worldly Spurs pub, and I just love the history of it, you know. And there's an old bloke who gets up on the table. He must be in his 70s, late 70s, I reckon. He gets up on the table, Kate, and he gets everybody singing.
I'll get up with him. I love a good sing song. Yeah. If someone helps me out, I'll get up there.
We'll give you a bunker.
Yeah, you'll fall off and break your arm or something, and we won't see the game.
No, you're the one who breaks your arm, not me.
Make sure there's no steps at the Coach and Horses.
Are we going to the hospital today?
If you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I going to do a combined 11? Possibly. Ooh. I mean, we're actually travelling down to London on Thursday, so I can only do shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Ellie might be doing shows. But I suppose we could do Shawnee's coming on. Let me find out when Sean's coming on. He's coming on either tomorrow or Wednesday, and whatever day he's not coming on, we could do it that day. But it's pretty easy because for my combined 11, I've only got 3 Spurs players at the most in there, so it's not going to be difficult.
I phoned Shawnee yesterday because Adrian Schroker said to me, phone Shawnee, he might be able to help you with a spare ticket for my cousin. But he just they're like hotcakes, he said. And then he said, phone Nick. I haven't got Nick's number to phone him, so I can't phone him. If you're out there, Nick, I need a spare ticket for my cousin.
I think Lee Smith is
message Phil privately, Kate, and talk to him.
I will. I'll message him, Ellie. But Lee's been trying to get one forever.
What, Lucy hasn't got a ticket?
No, he's coming anyway, just to watch it in the pub, but he ain't got a ticket.
Oh, no, we've got to get him a ticket.
I know, he's devastated.
You know what I mean? Do you know what we could do? Like, if Nick can get tickets, you can message him privately, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can get him one, because we've been asking for ages and no one
I think it was Phil P. He told me an hour before the match, they put some tickets on the exchange where people can't make it, and you might be able to snap one on. I'm sure it was Phil P. Let me know.
Well, like
Phil.
I say, he's going to meet us there, whatever.
Yeah, so. If you watch it in the pub, it's still, you're watching it, you know, but it's better in the stadium, obviously.
Yeah. What time are you lot getting to Tottenham, gang? Needs to time my run and get my gang organised. Woo!
Well, it depends on Nick, innit, when he's going to drive us down there.
Nick said he should be
to my house, aren't you?
Yeah, Nick should be at yours between 11 and past, I think.
That's good.
Tom's just said Tom 81.
Is the kick-off 2:30 or 2 o'clock? I've forgotten.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, that's it.
So we'll probably be there half 12, do you think?
Yeah.
Or is that too late?
No, we'll be there before half 12 if we leave. If we leave at half 11, what I'll do, I'll have a few snacky things because we want to eat at the Grand. I'll have a few snacky things, and then after the game, we'll have the big stuff.
Lovely.
Because we won't have time otherwise, will we?
No. We'll speak to Nick and I'll let you know, Phil.
I'll get Theo on the barbecue.
Who's better, Raya or Vicario? No bias. Me, I prefer Vicario. Chang?
Vicario, hands down, absolutely no brainer of a decision here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ellie? I'm biased towards Vicario, but I would say I think Vicario's more athletic. You know, he gets up to the high shots. He makes those saves that maybe other goalies can't make.
Yeah.
And he's very focused. He's very focused and he communicates very, very well. You know, and he's a very good sweeper keeper as well. We've seen that. I think Vicario pips it in my book.
Yeah. Jim, Vicario or Raya?
Well, I called Vicario before we bought either one of them. So I stick with Vicario. But I mean, Raya's a good keeper. There's no arguing about it. I'm not going to say he's not a good keeper because he is a good keeper, but I called for Vicario before we bought either one of them. So I'm going to stick with Vicario. I think he will end up a much better keeper.
I do too.
Yeah.
Well, look out for the shows this week. They're all going to be based around the North London derby. Obviously, like I say, I've got Sean coming on, so we'll be covering some other things as well. But yeah, I mean, Ellie, I'll get you set up on StreamYard later today because I'm going to take Jim to the hospital if he wants to go today and get his X-ray done. Yeah, and then when I get back, I'll do it for you. Chang, when can we find you next?
So I'm scheduled to appear this Wednesday at noon with Queen Ellie over at El Cell Cockerel, if memory serves me right. And are we still doing our noon show on Friday, or will you be away already for the North London Derby?
I will be away, but if my internet is fine, I will definitely be doing it. But if not, I don't know if Ellie's going to do it.
Yeah, on
Friday.
Spurs. Yeah, I'll do it, and then I've got a show just before then where I invited you, but you said you don't know whether you're going to be able to get in.
That's right. I will know on Thursday.
So what I've done, I've asked Kuva, right, and I'd love Jimbo to come on again if you can. Yeah, that'd be, and Chang.
So Friday morning.
Friday morning before our show, but I don't know whether you're going to have internet. If you've got internet, both of you come on.
Yeah, okay.
If you haven't,
what channel?
On El Tel Cockerel.
Yeah, they've called it Elly Cockerel at the moment. He called it Elly. No, listen, honestly, if you can make it, I'd love you to come on because it'll be a great show. And I've invited Kuva as well, and he's accepted. He just said to me, just remind me.
Phil P says, get there as early as possible, girls and Jimbo. We want a group hugging session, ciders, fizzy water, and then get in the ground nice and early to pump up the volume. White hot reception for Woolwich. Yes.
Yeah.
Is AJ still in the chat? AJ, you still in the chat?
Yeah, come on, AJ.
AJ.
Cool.
When are you next on Queen Ellie?
Right, so I'm on. We're Monday, aren't we?
We are.
Have we got a show review tomorrow or not?
I have got a show tomorrow. I don't know whether it's Sean's coming on. I haven't got any idea what's going on at this moment in time.
So I'm on Wednesday on El Tel Cacarel with Chang, and then Thursday. Thursday I'm going to do a pre-record. I'm doing it later today or tomorrow, whatever time I'm going to do it. But it's going to go out on Thursday, and it's going to be a little bit of Spurs ladies and a more of my thoughts on the North London derby, just my thoughts only. But it's going to be about Spurs ladies and leading up to the FA Cup final as well. How excited I am. And I'm going to put a few, the videos I sent you, Kate, with the when I interviewed the Leicester City and the Spurs fans. So you're going to put more of those up? Because they were for you. I can't use them on El Tel Cockerel.
I'm going to put them all up.
Yeah,
I'm going to put them all up.
What I'll do like a preview of the Spurs Man United Cup final and a preview of the North London derby. So it's going to be a girl boy affair.
Excellent. And like whatever day Sean's not on, I'll let you know, Elly, and if you want to come on and we can do a combined 11 if you want, something like that.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. So. All Spurs players, no Arsenal players in.
Big up Will saying, shout out to Kate in the channel, amazing work from a gunner, but we're coming to the lane and collecting the 3 points like a Deliveroo order. Big up Will. We shall see. Ben sounds like he's coaching horses. Yes. Arsenal suck. I would come down and meet you guys for the game, but I'm at a close friend's 60th Saturday night, so no way I'm getting up before the RC. Jim, what was you going to say to AJ?
I was just saying to AJ, we're going to the hospital and get my arm x-rayed. On the way to the hospital, I'm going to call you, just so you know.
And when you speak to Nick,
I want to talk to you about something.
When you speak to Nick, say we're going to the Coach and Horses and park quite near there.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're going to see him in the car anyway, aren't we? We're all going in the car. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Come on, you Spurs. Come on.
Thank you to everyone who's joined us today, everyone who's smashed a like, everyone who's spoken, everyone who's just here supporting the channel. You're all legends. I am back with Jimbo tomorrow at 12:30. I'm not sure if Sean's joining. Keep an eye out. I don't know yet.
Get your ass onto the channel.
Exactly. It's definitely coming Tuesday or Wednesday, but at this moment, I don't know which day. So in the meantime, I hope you all have a brilliant day. And we'll see you tomorrow. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you